Good afternoon. It's Sunday, the 19th of October 2014. This is an interview with Tom Conlon, the Thatched House, Seeoge, Moate, County Westmeath, and it's part of the Moate University Certificate in Local History. And we're going to have a discussion on the Castledaly Distillery Company, which was in operation in the 1870s in the locality. Hi Tom, you're very welcome.
Yeah, thank you, Patrick.
Tom, you've lived here all your life in
I
Castledaly?
lived here all when I was born here 90 years ago.
Very good. And Tom, as you were growing up, what recollections do you have of the distillery from family and friends?
Yes, well, the only recollection I have from my families and friends that the distillery was cursed by Canon Carney.
Very good. And who exactly was Canon Carney, Tom? What was his...
Well, Canon Carney was the parish priest of Moate. He was the parish priest of Kilty and Ballylochlow. That was the ancient name, which was Moate and Castledaly and Mount Temple.
Very good. And, of course, Canon Carney was very prominent as well in the construction of the church in Castledaly, St. Kieran's.
Oh, yes. The distillery and the church was being constructed at one time, and the workers in the morning would give an hour free to Canon Kearney's work on the church, and then they would give them an hour in the evening when they were finished at the distillery.
It must have been a huge effort, Tom, to build two huge buildings like that during the 1870s, the distillery and the church in Castledaly.
Yes, well, it would have been. But you see, as regards the church, the material was a sort of free, because it was stone, and then there was no such thing as cement at the time.
Okay.
And they had these lime kilns where they burnt the lime, and they mixed it with the sand, lime and sand and stone.
Yes.
So that the material was all coming free.
Very good. And Tom, you would imagine that with such an overlap of workers between the distillery and the church in Castledaly, that Canon Carney would have been very happy. However, it's often quoted that he condemned the distillery, that he spoke out against it.
Oh yes, he was supposed to have cursed the distillery and said that the rooks and jackdaws would fly through it yet.
Very good. And
so that did happen.
And why exactly was he making that statement, Tom? Why? What was your recollection of that story?
Because it was a den of iniquity with people drinking. They were drinking the half-made whiskey, which was setting them all drunk, and one man was drowned in the vat, and the other man was, another man was seriously lost his health.
Okay, so Canon Carney was probably justified for condemning it, with all his parishioners getting sick and...
Yes, he definitely... Well, of course, even though the people were all poor, drink was always a problem with the Irish people.
And Tom, of course, that prophecy did indeed come true many years later when they were adding the new side aisles to the church in Castledaly.
Yes, that's right. Mrs. Galvin, her husband had bought the land, and of course I suppose they got the distillery free because no one wanted it, and she gave the slates of the distillery to Canon McGowan to roof the two side aisles.
Very good.
They were very good slates. They were blue Bangor slates, and the timber was all teak, which used to rot, was equal to the modern good timber now.
Very good. And that was during the 1940s, Tom, that the new side aisles were added.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Very good. In later years, Tom, was there any more stories about the distilleries, or can you recall?
No, I never. It was very little talked about.
Okay.
No one ever seemed, even the modern day elder people don't seem to know what it was like. The thing is gone now, but I had a young fella here, Ger Mullins. He's gone to his eternal reward now, and he's seen there was 3 houses built onto the distillery to accommodate the people, to accommodate some of the high up workers.
Very good. Okay. And Tom, I suppose, what was your feeling as to why the distillery didn't succeed, or apart from the illicit drinking that was going on in the distillery, would there be any other reasons for?
Well, I wouldn't have much feeling about it because I wouldn't be into high up business like that. I only just listened to what I heard. I wouldn't be interested in the finances of it or the construction or anything else.
Okay. Well, Tom, thanks very much for your time.
You're quite welcome, Patrick.
Yeah, it's been.
And good luck with your process.
Thank you very much, Tom. Thank you.